Hi there, this screencast is going to be about how to use a couple specific functions on spreadsheets. That's the COUNTIF function and the split function. So check it out. Right now we're looking at my phone bill for a 10-day period of time, and what I want to know is I want to know how many times each one of these numbers appears. So first I'm going to create a little space for myself, create some columns. And I'm interested in, let's start with just this top phone number. So I'm going to put it right there, and I want to count how many times that phone number appears. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to type in equals. That lets the spreadsheet know that I'm going to be doing a function or some sort of calculation. And then you'd think it would just be count, but really we're looking for very specific criteria. So we actually have to type in COUNTIF. That's what it does, and it asks for the range and what's the criteria. So the range is, I want to look in all of column D, and you'll notice it says from D to D. That is saying all of column D. And then what's the criteria? Well, I want it to say this phone number. I want it to count how many times it says that phone number. Sure enough, that comes up 3 times, exactly 3 times. Let's check this next phone number. 760 number. How many times does that one come up? Now I could retype the same exact formula, or I could take advantage of the fact that I've already wrote this formula once, and that if I move my mouse to the lower right hand corner, it will copy the formula down. Sure enough, yeah, if we take a look at this, this is COUNTIF, still says column D, and now if it matches this criteria, if it matches that phone number, sure enough, that happens 10 times. So I can do this for as many phone numbers as I want. I could copy the next one over, and this one as well. And let's do one more. Let's see how many times I call all of them. 2 times, 4 times, and 2 times. I could do this with a different category as well. I could try to see how many times I have 1-minute conversations. So I copy 1 into there. In fact, maybe I'll see how many times I have 2-minute, 3-minute, 4-minute, and 5-minute conversations. Again, COUNTIF. I'm looking in column E this time, and I want it to meet that criteria. Turns out I have 41 1-minute conversations, 13 2-minute conversations, 6 3-minute conversations, 2 4-minute conversations, and 1 5-minute conversation. So that is the COUNTIF formula, and you can see it's very useful for summarizing data. I'm going to look at a different set of data to show you the split function and see what you can do with that. This is a student's data set, and you can see here that this column is about minutes spent eating. Now they kept very careful track of all the amount of time they spent eating in a particular day. Unfortunately, though, this student typed in mins at the end of each number, which is fine, except that no graphing software or our infographic software will really be able to make sense of this, because they'll freak out when they see mins. We just want numbers in there. So you could go in and delete them one by one like this, but that would take a long time. So here's another thing you could do. You could do the split function. So check this out, equals split. Now what would we want to split? We actually want to split this cell up, and we want to split it where the space is. So you'll notice it says what's the text and what's the delimiter. The delimiter means what are we going to use to split it. So we're going to use this text, and the delimiter is going to be a space. We have to put it in quotes. When I press enter, we actually do get our number and the mins part there, which we'll delete momentarily. When I copy that down, I have all the numbers I want, which is exactly what I want, and now I'm going to copy this and overwrite what was in there before. So I'm going to copy it. Now something weird is going to happen if I paste it. Things will go a little haywire, so I'm going to undo that, and let me try that again. And I'm realizing it's because there are formulas in here, and I don't want this to be formulas. I want these exact numbers, so I actually have to do something different. I have to go to paste special and paste values only. And now it's there, and now I don't need this anymore. Now I have minutes spent eating. I want to do one more. I want to look for number of hugs. And this student kept track of all the people they hugged each day, which is great. However, if you do a COUNTIF, and if we look here, looking for Alex, and it should pop up because I see at least one, there's a couple more, you'll find something, you'll find that it won't work. And that's because this cell is looking for, this function is looking for cells that are exactly Alex, no more, no less. It doesn't know to search through here looking for Alex. So there's two different things you could do. You could create a little space and split these all up using a comma as the delimiter. And sure enough, yeah, that'll split them up, and then you could do a COUNTIF, and again, you could copy this all down, and then do another COUNTIF of those, or you could do something even trickier, and instead of looking for Alex, if you look for Alex with stars next to his name, that means it will look even within a complicated cell of text, and it will find the 5 Alexes in there, even if it's buried within others. So a couple different things you can do. These are some little tricks to COUNTIF and split. They're going to be the most useful functions you have as you're doing your infographic. Thanks for watching.